Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Nana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Yamuna Tiruvanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tiruvanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Mishrapat Paramansa Parivadakacharya Ashtota Sata Krishna Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cha Eva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Udariyet Nashta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Shevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtuki Shinvatam Sata Krishna Punya Savana Kirtanam Hridayantosta Bhadrani Vidunoti Shravashritam Vancha Kalpataru Bhaksha Kripa Sindhu Pe Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 3, verse number 43. This is about the conversation between King Nimi and now Yogendras. One of the Yogendra was Avihotra. Now Avihotra is speaking to King Nimi. Shri Avihotra Uvacha Karma Karma Vikarmeti Vedavado Nalaukika Vedascha Cheva Vedasya cha Ishvara Atmavat Vedascha Ishvara Atmavat Vedascha Ishvara Atmavat Tatra Muhyanti Surya. Bolo Prabhu. Shri Harihotra Uvacha Karma Karma Vikarmeti Vedavado Nalaukika Vedascha Ishvara Atmatvat Tatra Muhyanti Surya. Shri Avirhotra Uvacha Karma Karma Vikarmeti Vedavado Nalaukika Vedascha Ishvara Atmavat Tatra Muhyanti Surya. Mataji. Shri Avihotra Uvacha Karma Karma Vikarmeti Vedavado Nalaukika Vedascha Ishvara Atmavat Tatra Muhyanti Suryo. Word to word meaning. Shri Avihotra Uvacha. The sage Avihotra said, Karma, the execution of duties prescribed by scripture. Akarma, failure to perform such duties. Vikarma, engagement in forbidden activities. Iti, thus. Vedavada, subject matter, understood through the Vedas. Na, not. Laukika, mundane. Vedasya, of the Vedas. Cha, and. Ishvara Atmavat, because of coming from the personality of Godhead Himself. Tatra, in this matter. Muhyanti, become confused. Surya, even great scholarly authorities. Translation and purport by the disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Avihotra replied, prescribed duties, non-performance of such duties, and forbidden activities are topics one can properly understand through the authorized study of the Vedic literature. This difficult subject matter can never be understood by mundane speculation. The authorized Vedic literature is the sound incarnation of the personality of Godhead Himself. Thus, Vedic knowledge is perfect. Even the great learned scholars are bewildered in their attempts to understand the science of action if they neglect the authority of Vedic knowledge. Purport. Prescribed duties authorized by revealed scripture are called karma, whereas failure to execute one's highest duty is called akarma. The performance of forbidden activities is called vikarma. Thus karma, akarma, and vikarma are established by the authorized explanations of Vedic literature. They cannot be ascertained merely through mundane exercises in logic. In Srimad Bhagavatam 6:16-51, the Lord says, Shabda Brahma Param Brahma Mamobe Shashvati Tanu. I am the form of the transcendental vibration of the Vedas, such as Omakar and Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, and I am the supreme absolute truth. These two forms of mine, namely the transcendental Vedic sound and the eternally blissful spiritual form of the deity, are my eternal forms. They are not material. Similarly, it is stated in Bhagavatam 6.140, Vedo Narayana Shakshat Swayambhur iti Sushruma. The Vedas are directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana and are self-born. Thus we have heard from Yamaraj. This we have heard from Yamaraj. In the Purushukta prayers, Rig Veda, Mandal 10, Sukta 90, Mantra 9, it is stated, Tasmad yagna sarvabhutarch samani jajanire chandamsi jagnire tasmat. From him, yagna came, all sacrificial offerings, hymns of invocation and songs of praise. From him means from Supreme Personality of Godhead. All the mantras of Vedas come from the Lord. All the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are completely transcendental and free from the four defects of conditioned life, namely mistakes, illusions, cheating, and imperfect senses. So Vedic knowledge, being a plenary manifestation of the Supreme Lord, is similarly infallible and transcendental. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has pointed out that in the material world, which is controlled by the illusory energy of the Lord, a particular sound vibration is discarded after describing its object. But on the spiritual platform called Vaikuntha, nothing is ever lost. Thus, Shabda Brahman, or the personality of Godhead, in his form as transcendental sound, is eternal. In ordinary human discourse, one can ascertain the meaning of human words by understanding the intention of the speaker. But since Vedic knowledge is apurusheya, or transcendental, one can appreciate its purport only by hearing from the standard authorities in the chain of disciplic succession. This process is prescribed by Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita. Evam param param praptam. Thus even highly learned scholars who proudly neglect this simple descending process are certainly bewildered and embarrassed in their hopeless attempt to ascertain the ultimate meaning of Vedic knowledge. The four sons of Lord Brahma declined to answer the question of King Nimi, since at the time the king was mere a child and therefore not capable of seriously surrendering to the process of hearing through disciplic succession. Srila Madhavacharya has pointed out in this Ishwaratmavad Ishwara Vishaya Atvat, because the Vedas describe the unlimited personality of Godhead, Vedic knowledge cannot be approached by mundane methods of comprehension. Namo Vishrupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Putale Srimate Gopa Bhaktivedanta Samiti Namini Namaste. Hare Krishna. So, in this conversation, Avihotra is explaining what is karma, what is akarma, and what is vikarma. Usually when we think of karma in a literal sense, in the mundane world, we ask some person, sir, what is your karma? The explanation of the person is that if he's a student, I have to get education, that's my karma, and get a job. If he's a married person, to maintain my wife and kids is my karma. To maintain my parents is my karma. And every person has a different karma. Savai pumshan paro dharma. But what is a real karma? This is all according to the Vedic scriptures. This is okay, this is also a karma, but it is not exactly a karma according to the Vedic scripture. It is mainly called akarma. Because anything which is not diverting us to paradharma, Brahman, it is called akarma. Brahman means anything which is not leading toward the Supreme Personality of Godhead is actually not the karma, but it's little akarma. There is nothing wrong in that. We need a little tuning to bring that akarma to karma. So we need the association of devotees for that. Now what is vikarma? The definition of vikarma is that any scientist, they are saying that we will make this world deathless. We're going to discover blah, 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 blah. That is called vikarma. Scientists say that the universe came from Big Bang. That is complete vikarma. How can the chemical... Prabhupada gives explanation to scientists that, okay, the scientists are saying that the world, the universe came from Big Bang, means a complete explosion. Boom. Now we know that when Oppenheimer tested the nuclear bomb in Los Alamos in New Mexico, and there was a big destruction of nuclear bomb, everything was destroyed, and that the effect of destruction was still available for 40-50 days. It was just a testing, mere testing. Everything was secure. They were away from the world, but still the effect of destruction was still there on human being for 40 days, and still that place is considered as a place of destruction. Los Alamos. I go there usually for book distribution, so I know that place. So Prabhupada has a very clear explanation that how can any destruction can bring the creation. That is called vikarma. They're giving the false explanation. They're giving the false belief. They're giving the false truth that we will conquer the world one day. The science is going to conquer the world one day. But they forgot one fact, that everything is controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is a creator who has created all this science. They forget the authority of the creator and they try to create by their own way. And it's called vikarma. Then what's the real karma? Etava janma safalyam dehinam deha dehishu prane arthirdiya vacha shreha acharanam sada. The real karma is to do the shreya for other people, to help other people get out of the wrong conception of the material life. That is the real karma. And Prabhupada did that. Prabhupada has taught us how to get out of the false conception and how to help others also. So real karma is to use your body, mind and words in helping other people. People need help. People believe or don't believe, but they need help. It's very difficult for them to believe that they need help because they are depending on the limited sense perception. They are depending on the limited ability to conquer the world. But because they are surrounded by the like-minded people, Swavit vara ustrakarahi shamsuta purusha pashuhu nayat karana patha upeta jatu namagadagrada. The dog-like, this is Bhagavatam, I'm sorry. This is completely a Bhagavatam. I'm not speaking anything. See the heaviness of this statement. Swavit varaha ustrakharahi. Swa means dog. Vit varaha means pig. Ustra, camel, asses, kharai. Those kind of people praise the similar kind of people. Those who are dog will praise the dog. Those who are camel will praise the camel. So sorry to use this heavy language, but Bhagavatam says that all these scientists, all these modern institutions are like a dog-like mentalities who are producing the dog-like people and they're praising each other. I'm a scientist. And when I was defending my thesis, in PhD in England. I completely manipulated the data. My supervisor was knowing that I manipulated the data. He asked me to manipulate so I can finish my thesis, so I can publish the papers. And when I was defending it, he was smiling at me when that point came, when there was some manipulation. I was looking at him and he was smiling with me. The reason I'm stating this thing because it's such a great cheating. One of the prestigious institutions is trying to publish a paper in a reputed journal and they are giving a bluff. They are giving a bluff. That's not a good thing. That's completely a disservice. But Prabhupada, a simple, honest devotee, will speak a truth. That, sir, this life is meant for higher purpose. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj used to quote this. Laptva sudurlabham idam bahusam bhava ante manushyam arthadam anityam api ihadhira turnam yatetna patet anumrityu yavan nisheshaya vishaya kalu sarvatasyat. Labdva, after getting this rare human form of life, sudurlabham, which is completely rare, bahusambhava ante, after millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of species we have gone through, sometimes cat, sometimes rat, sometimes dog, sometimes Brahma, sometimes insects. Can you imagine how many species we have gone through? And now, after 8.4 million species, labdva sudurlabham idam bahusambhava ante manushyam arthadam. We got this manushya sarir, this human form of life, which is arthadam, which is full of meaning, but it is anityam. It's very, very short. Then what should be the words? Dhira, the intelligent person. Turnam yatetna patet anumrityu yavan. The dhira, the intelligent person, will fast. He will rapidly. Turnam yatetna patet. He will try for self-realization before the death comes. He will not strive for sense gratification, because sense gratification is available for everyone. But he will try for the shreya, not prayers. He will try for the ultimate beneficiary thing for his life. And what is that? He will progress himself toward the self-realization. Durlabham manushya janma dehi nama shanabhangura tatrapi durlabham manye vaikuntha priya darshana. This manushya sarir, this human form of life, is very, very rare. Bhagavatam gives every page, Bhagavatam gives a warning. From the very second verse, dharma projita kaitavya, give up everything. Every page of Bhagavatam says this human form of life, kaumaram ataret prajno, dharman bhagavatam iha, tadapi adhruvam arthadam. Every single page of Bhagavatam is saying human form of life is very short, very rare. Use it intelligently, because once it is gone, it's not going to come back. That's why Durlabha Manusha Janma Dehinam Shanabhangura Tatrabi. This human form of life is very rare. It can get over at any time. But more rare than that is Tatrapi Durlabha Manye Vaikuntha Priya Darshana. More rare than this is to get the association of devotees. This human life is very rare. It can get over at any time. But more rare than this is the association of devotees. It is very hard to get devotees in your life where they can help us to get out of this birth and death. And that's why preaching is very important. We have to preach this message. Jare dekhe tare kaha Krishna upadesh, amara agnya guru hoye tara e desh. Doesn't matter how much you know about Krishna. Whatever we know about Krishna, we have to say, sir, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that sound vibration, Shabda Brahman, will really help you and the person also is hearing this word. You know Saraswati? She is the daughter of Shyam Sundar and Janaki Mataji. Prabhupada says that she was 3 years old, 3 to 4 years old. And Prabhupada says that she is a wonderful preacher. You know why? Wherever Saraswati goes and whoever she meets, do you know who is Krishna? And who is Krishna? Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She was speaking this word. She doesn't know what she was speaking. Doesn't matter you know or not. Doesn't matter you understand or not. Shabda Brahman will work. Prabhupada told that this girl is going to go back to Godhead. Doesn't matter if she doesn't know or anything in the world. But she accepted the words of authorities coming from a disciplic succession. And she didn't doubt the process. Ashraddhadhana purusha dharmasya ashra parantapa aprapyamam nivardante mrityu samsara vartani ajnanasya asaddhanasya shamshaya atma vinashati. Those who are ignorant, Krishna will forgive them. Ashraddhadhanasya, those who don't have faith, Krishna will still forgive them. But samshaya atma vinashati, those who doubt the process, Krishna will say, na para na sukham samshaya atmana. He will not be forgiven by me. He will not be happy in this life, neither he will be happy in the next life. This is Bhagavad Gita, a basic. Ajnanasya, ashraddhadhanasya. Both are okay for Krishna. You are Ajnani, that's fine. You are ashraddhadhanasya, you're fine. But please don't samshay at. Because when you do samshay, when you doubt the process, it's vinashyati. You'll be destroyed. So therefore, it is very important to follow the disciplic succession. Nehayat karma dharmaya na viragaya kalpeta na tirthapada sevai jivan api mrato hisa. Any dharma, any karma you are doing for your family, for your society, for your country, if that karma or that dharma is not diverting towards detachment, that dharma is not a good dharma. And that detachment is not diverting toward the tirthapada sevai, to the worship of Supreme Personality of Godhead, still that virag, that detachment is false detachment. So everything should lead. Shutasya pumshan suchirasramasya. Every single page of Bhagavatam is dealing with this. Shutasya pumshan suchirasramasya. That is every svitasya shuktashna buddhi dattayo. Avichitta artho kavibi nirupito. Ya uttama shloka gunanu varnanam. If you are a doctor, doesn't matter. If you're an engineer, doesn't matter. If you're a pharmacist, doesn't matter. Whoever you are, all the skills should be used in praising Krishna. Otherwise, your all education is in vain. Now, second thing what this purport is very technical purport. Second thing this purport is saying about Shabda Brahman. That all this, what is the meaning of Shabda Brahman? Shabda Brahman means which is coming from the Krishna. And what is coming from Krishna? Vedas. So Vedas in other word is called Shabda Brahman. But still, Vedas is not Shabda Brahman. Vedas is called Shabda Param Brahman. Because Shabda Brahmani Nishnato, anyone can be very knowledgeable in Vedas. Na Nishnyat Pare Yadi. Person can know Vedas. Vedas is dealing with everything. Shabda Brahmani Nishnato, Na Nishniyat Pare Yadi. If he doesn't understand Para Brahman from Vedas, Shramas Tasya Shramas Khalo. He's just doing a shrama. He edhunam ivarakshita. It's just like keeping a cow which is not giving a milk. So Vedas, we have to understand Sabda Brahman for sure, but more important to understand from Vedas is Para Brahman, who is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this Vedas are free from four defects. Brahma, that is mistakes. Pramada, it's given in purport, right? Where is that? Brahma Pramada. Brahma means mistake. Pramad means illusion. Viprilashya, cheating. Vedas doesn't cheat anyone. The modern scientific theories will cheat you. The modern scientific papers will cheat you. The modern scientific laboratories will cheat you. The modern scientists will cheat you. Even your own parents will sometimes cheat you. But Vedas, sorry to put this heavy word, we are dealing with Bhagavatam right now, which is the father and mother of everyone. Vedas will never ever cheat you. And Vedas doesn't have imperfect senses. The person who has imperfect senses will prove or will make a wrong conclusion or make a wrong statement. Vedas pranihita dharno hi adharma aviparyayo vedo narayana shakshat swayambhur iti shushruma. When Ajamil was getting pulled by Yamraj Dutas and Yam's Vishnu Duta came and they said, stop, please don't take this person. Why? Because he has spoken Shabda Brahman. What is that? He spoke Narayana. Oh, but he spoke without any intention. He just spoke as it is. But that's okay. When this Vishnudata spoke this verse, Vedo Narayana Shakshat. Ved Pranihita Dharmo. Whatever given in Veda is dharma. He adharmas aparyayo. Anything not given in Vedas is not dharma. Because Vedo Narayana Shakshat Swayambhur iti Sushruma. That Ved is Krishna himself. And this has been spoken by Yamraj. That this is spoken, our Yamraj, that Yamraj has told us this thing. That this is what Vedas means. So how can you take this person? So the point is that Vedas is coming from Supreme Personality of Godhead. We should not doubt the purity of Vedas. The moment we doubt the purity of Vedas, that means we are putting ourselves in a Shamshay Atma. And when you do Samshay Atma, we'll do Vinashyati, we'll destroy. Either we put faith in the modern scientific research and laboratories and the technologies, or either we put the faith in Shabda Brahman. We have no other third way. We only have two ways. Now it is we who have to decide which path we have to choose. Some people decide to choose, not some people, mostly 99.9% people decide to choose the Vedic technology and Vedic civilization as their Param Brahman. But because they choose, there is nothing wrong in them choosing. The reason that they choose this thing because it's easily visible. When you go for a job, they give you money. So it's easy to accept this. When you work in laboratories, you get results. So it's easy to accept it. But Shabda Brahman doesn't act in that way. Shabda Brahman act in, why? Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavita rita saroja ashesh shruti ikshita patunata. By hearing process. Oh my Lord, the devotee sees you by the bona fide process of hearing, not by the eyes. One day Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj was observing the deities in the temple. And there was a disciple standing behind Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj. And the Maharaj doesn't have glasses. So the disciple told to Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, Maharaj, you don't have glasses. Can you see Krishna? And Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj is saying that, I'm not here to see Krishna. I'm here because if Krishna can see me. If Krishna can see me and recognize my service, that is my success. Who am I to see Krishna? Natumam sakyashetishtum anina eva sachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshum pashyami yoga ishwaram. Bhagavad Gita chapter 11. Krishna is saying to Arjuna, Arjuna, I will give you that eyes by you can see me. Otherwise, it's how we can see Krishna. It's impossible to see Krishna. So that's why the only way to see Krishna is by the bona fide process of hearing, coming through disciplic succession. Krishna to Brahma, Brahma to Narad, Narad to Vyas, Vyas to Madhva, Madhva to Padmanabha, Narhari, Madhava, Akshobhya, Jayatirtha, Jnana Sindhu, Dayanidhi, Vidyanidhi, Rajendra, Jayadharma, Purushottama, Lakshmi Tirtha, Vyaspati, Ishwarapuri, Lord and Madhavendapuri, Lord Chaitanya, Madhavendapuri, Ishwarapuri, Lord Chaitanya, and Sarup Sanatan, Raghunath Jiva, Vishwanatha, Baldeva, Jagannatha, Gaur Kishora, Bhaktivinoda, Gaur Kishora, then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, and then Prabhupada. Look at the way this knowledge is coming. So intact and so solid. Evam paramparam praptam imam rajashraya vidu shakalena mahata yogo nashta parantapa. This knowledge is coming in a disciplic succession, but it was lost in a due course of time. Then Arjuna is saying, how can I understand this, Krishna? Vivashwan is much older than you. Imam vivashvate yogam proktavam aham avyavam vivashwan mane vepraha manur ishvaku abravit. I told this imperishable science to Vivashwan. Vivashwan told to Manu, Manu to Ishvaku, abravit. Then, Arjuna is in doubt now. Krishna, you are standing in front of me as 33-year-old man or 16-year-old man, and Vivashwan is like millions of years old. How can I understand? You have spoke this science to Vivashwan. Then Krishna is saying, Aparam bhavato janma, param janma vivashvata, katham eta vijaniyam, tam ado proktavan iti. Both me and you, Arjuna, we have lived millions of lives, but you forgot everything, but I remember everything. I know everything, what is gone through till now. And this, sa ayam yogatvaya prokta samye namadosudana, this is completely broken. So then I'm telling you again. Why? Because you are my friend and you are my dear most devotee. You are not envious of me. Anyone who is envious, it's very difficult to teach the process who is envious. But devotees are so merciful. Even if the people are envious, they go out and preach. Well, I'm not talking about myself, but all over the world. This is our mission of Prabhupada. That Prabhupada has given such a beautiful process that Krishna will never accept that person. Krishna will say, no, he is a sinful, he is Jagai Madhai. But devotees say, Nityanand, Akrora Nityananda Paramananda Raya Avidya, what is that? I forgot. Nityanand Mahaprabhu is going Gire Dware Dware, and he's offered the obeisances and put the blade of grass in their mouth and say, please chant Hare Krishna. And people say that, oh, he's a thief coming to our door. He's a spy of the king is coming to our door. They kick him out. So don't worry if you don't get success in preaching. Our goal is to be a beggar. Go to door and fold our hand and say, sir, please take this book and give us a $10, please. Don't take free, because we want to maintain this process. So take $10 and give the book. But if they don't have $10, doesn't matter. Give them free if they want to read. Because Krishna is the control of everything. Krishna, Aham Sarvasva Prabhavo, Matta Parantaram Nanyat. Krishna's wife is Lakshmi ji. So when you give free books, Krishna will cover it. Most important is preaching. Preaching is very, very important. So, any knowledge in disciplic succession is a correct knowledge. For example, if a mango, Prabhupada gives an example, if the mango is falling straight from the tree on the ground, mango will break off. But if there are people on the branches, and let's say if there is a Prabhuji on the second branch, you on the third branch, Shivananda is the fourth branch, Mataji is on the ground. So if I gave this mango to Prabhu, Prabhu gave to this Prabhu, Prabhu gave to this Prabhu, and go to Mataji, it's intact mango. Tarka pratishta shrutaya vibhanna na asya na vibhasya matam na yasya. What is that? Mahajano ye gatha sapantho. Dharmasya nihitam vihitaya guhyam. This dharma is completely hidden in the heart of the devotees. And Mahajano, Swayambhu Narada Shambhu, Kaumara Kapila Manu, Prahlada Janaka Bhishmo, Balir Vyashikar Vayam. They are the 12 Mahajans, and this knowledge is coming from them. And if this knowledge is coming from them, it is the most intact knowledge. Now, there is an example, very beautiful example given in Bhagavatam about the Shabda Brahman. The Yagnik Brahmanas in the 10th canto were performing yagyas. We know that, right? They were knowing Shabda Brahman. They were performing yagya for the Swarga, heavenly planets. When Krishna and Balrama sent the coward boyfriends to them that, please, Krishna and Balrama, we are hungry. Can you get some food for our Krishna Balram? They said, no. You cannot get food for Krishna Balram. Why? Because we are doing the sacrifice. For whom? They don't know. But they are doing sacrifice. But then when we can get food? After sacrifice. But then the boys were so smart. They know all Vedas. So they told, no, this is the process. If there is an animal sacrifice, we can take before that. If there is a Diksha ceremony, we can take after. They explained the whole science, but still they were not accepting. So imagine the person knowing only about Krishna, they have whole knowledge of Veda. Yasya deve para bhakti ratha deva tatha guru tasyate kati heta kata prakashante mahatmana. Who has an unflinching faith in Krishna and Guru, the knowledge will automatically come. Can you imagine what a verse is there in Shvetashvara Upanishad? The knowledge will automatically come if you have faith in Guru and Krishna. The Brahminic, the boys, the coward boys in Vrindavan, they are not so educated like Brahmanas who can Om Swastina Indro Sahastra Swaha Swastina Indro. They don't know all these things. But they know Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Even they don't know that. Krishna, did you eat anything? That is enough for them. My Krishna has not ate anything. Let me get some food for Krishna. Boom. They were knower of Shabda Brahman. But Yagnik Brahmana were not the knower. But then they came back with a painful heart. That Krishna, we gone all and they didn't give us the food. Krishna said, don't worry. If you are begging, people will say no to you. We are all beggars. We are professional beggars, Prabhupada say. When you go on street and beg people can slap you, people will spit on you, the pigeon will poof on you, everything will happen. The sunstroke will come to you. But you have to be patient to have that mercy factor coming to you. Because when Krishna says that person is endeavoring hard to preach, Krishna will bring the clouds. Everywhere there is a rain and sun, but on you there will be a cloud. Everyone will be fighting and everything, but you'll be like protected. So yeah, but on the other hand, the wives of Brahmana, when the boys told the wives of Brahmana that our Krishna Balram is hungry, can you get the food? She immediately gave the food to Krishna Balrama. So who is more Shabda Brahman? Who is more Vedically educated person? Of course, the wives of Brahmana, because right, they were knowing that everything is meant for Krishna. Vedesya sarvai aham vedya vedanta krit ved evacha aham. Krishna said, I am the compiler of Veda. I am Veda itself. Everything belongs to Krishna. Those who know that, he understands the Vedas. Those who don't know that, they are not knowing. Anyonam ashish sanjalpa Kuru. There is a verse in Bhagavatam, Canto 1, chapter 10, verse number 13. Anyonam ashish sanjalpa. That is when Krishna was leaving the Dwarka, okay, the queens went on the roof and they were speaking of the quality of Krishna. Oh, Krishna is so beautiful. Krishna is such a nice flute. Krishna is such a nice feather on his forehead. And Sarva Shruti Manohara. Prabhupada write that this hymns, this praising of ladies for Krishna is much more powerful than the Vedic hymns. Vedic hymns sometimes directly say to Krishna, sometimes indirectly represent Krishna. But the ladies were directly speaking about Krishna. So even the ladies were not educated, but still they're speaking about Krishna were considered the authorities of Vedas. Similarly, Narottam Das Thakur, the bhajans of Narottam Das Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj, all those bhajans are the authorities of Vedas. It's not I am saying, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Maharaj is saying in his commentary, and Prabhupada commentary also. So yes, the Vedic knowledge therefore is to be understood by the authorities, not by the mental speculation. Because there is example in Bhagavatam about Ajamil. Ajamil was extremely qualified Brahmana with an amazing Vedic knowledge. Boom, 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 all the shlokas at the speed of the wind. He was extremely qualified Brahmana. But he was not qualified to understand Parabrahman. He was Shabda Brahman qualified person, but he was not Shabda Param Brahman. And that put him in difficulty. The moment he saw that obscure scene going on, Stambhayam Atmanam Atmanam Yavashtratva Yathashutam Nashashak Samadatum Mano Madanavepitam. He tried to control himself by remembering that verses from Vedas. We should not do this. Other person's wife is mother. Other person's property is not our property. Other person's. He tried to control it. But his knowledge become completely covered. Like a sun and moon get covered by the eclipse. Tannimitta smara vyaja. What he did wrong is that after seeing dhyayato vishayapumshan sangastetu bhajayate sanga sanjayate kama kama krodha pitayate, he contemplated on the sense object and he kept remembering it. So, but because he was not in the bhakti process, because he was only gnani, his gnana didn't help to counteract that effect of lust. So he completely became bewildered and he married the prostitute, and you know what happened after that. But on the other hand, this is a beautiful example. Uddhava became very old. But still, his remembrance of Krishna was such that when Vidura speak about Krishna, Vidura came to Uddhava and said, Uddhava, can you speak something about Krishna? You know what happened to him? Bhagavatam 3rd canto say that. Uddhava became trance for 48 minutes. Like one muhurta. And then after 48 minutes he come down and he started smiling. And Prabhupada write that in that 48 minute he was in Vaikuntha with Krishna. This is the whole thing. Sakatham sevaya tasya kalena jarasam gata. He was worshipping Krishna from childhood. Kalena jarasam gata. He became old by Kala. Prishtorvatam prati buryad bhartu pada anushmaram. He became completely old, but still his memory of Krishna never get old. But in fact, his service and memory increased. Can you imagine? Once the person becomes old, his memory becomes short. His service becomes short. But in this case, Uddhava, his memory becomes sharp and he become completely, he was more, every day was a new day to increase his service attitude. And I was seeing this in my Guru Maharaj, Parama Pujya Gopal Krishna Maharaj. At the end of the life, he was completely invalid. He cannot even walk. But he was, every day he was a new energy. He has a new energy to worship Krishna. He was handling practically every single thing in India. Every single temple in India he was managing. But he never misses Mangala Aarti. He never misses deity worship. And when he don't go for Mangala Aarti, he says, I'm in Maya. Guru Maharaj, what are you talking about? I should go to Mangala Aarti. Otherwise I'm in Maya. And I have never seen him sleeping more than 3 hours in his 50 years of life. 3 hours is too much. 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Prabhupada, Parama Pujya Radhanath Maharaj, Parama Pujya Jayapataka Maharaj. What a personality they are. What a personality. So these are the authorities of Vedas. These people are the authorities of Vedas and we have to follow these people. Conclusion. Let's go to the conclusion. What we understand. Whatever karma we did, whatever we did in the life, etava janma safalyam, swadhano parinishthaya, janma labdha parampurshan, ante narayana shmiti. Whatever we do, if we cannot remember Narayana at the end of the life, everything is gone. Everything is gone. And that's why, how to understand Narayana? By approaching Bhagavatam. And how to approach Bhagavatam? By approaching the devotee. Bhagavadare pade ya Vaishnavara sthane ekanta ashray kara chaitanya charane. How to understand Bhagavat? By the Bhakta Bhagavat. Touch his feet, grab his feet, put his feet on the forehead and say, oh my Bhagavat, please help me to understand Bhagavat. And then Bhagavat by his mercy will reveal Bhagavat to you. Not by any artificial show. Aham vedmi sukho vetti vyaso vetti na vetti va. Bhaktya Bhagavatam grahyam na budhaya na chatikaya. Lord Shiva is saying, Aham vedmi sukho vetti. I may know Bhagavatam. Shukadev Goswami may know Bhagavatam. Vyasdev may or may not know Bhagavatam. But those who are devotee will surely know Bhagavatam. Lord Shiva is saying this. I may or may not know. Sukdev Goswami may or may not know. Vyasdev may or may not know. But Bhagavatam is understood by the devotees. That is why we have to approach the Bhagavatam. The way to approach the Bhagavatam is sincerely serve the spiritual master. Otherwise, Dushta mana tumi kishere Vaishnava Patishtare tare Vaishnavare gare Tava harinam kevala kaitava Pratishtare tare Vaishnavare ghare. Dushta mana tumi kevala Vaishnava. Oh, Pratishtare tare nirjanare ghare. Some people chant Nirjan Bhajan, 100 rounds chanting, and they say, they proclaim, I'm chanting 150 rounds. The person who is chanting 150 rounds has a different mood. Look at Ayendra Prabhu, Srimad Ayendra Prabhu. He was chanting 150 rounds. Every day was preaching. Single second is not wasted in preaching. The way you act is reflected in your actions. The way you are is reflected in your action. You don't have to prove who you are. So Nirjan Bhajan is not good. The real bhajan is chant your 16 round, go outside and work 9 hours hard. Try to distribute at least one book. If that one book is distributed, it's equal for 150 rounds. I am not saying this. Vaisheshika Prabhu is saying this. One time, one devotee asked Vaisheshika Prabhu, Prabhuji, what do you think about Dandvat Parikrama of Govardhan? You know what he said? Your 1 day of Sankirtan is equal to 1 Sashtang Dandvat Govardhan Parikrama is equal to 1 day of Sankirtan. You go 1 day of Sankirtan outside and distribute books is equal to doing 1 day of Dandvat Parikrama. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Any questions? Any corrections? Any comments? Voice was okay or it was too echoing? Everybody was sleeping in the class. I'm so sorry, Prabhu. Prabhuji, I want to say some comments. कुछ बोलना है आपको? कुछ बोलेगे आप? Yes. Brahmana, you also know this answer, but you are testing me with. So yeah, Krishna book says that. Brahmana knows Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. E- no, they don't know that. I was coming to that point. For them, Shabda Brahman, Narayan with 4 N, Om Namo Narayana, Om. But don't say, Krishna, you have food on your cheeks. They don't understand that Krishna. So for them, big sacrifice. Om Swastina Indro Sahasrafaha Swastina Pujo Swahasta Veda Swastina. For them, that was the Narayana conception. But Vrajvasis, one time in Krishna Sangiti, Shivram Maharaj writes, one time Krishna and the Gopa friends were walking from Gocharan Leela to the Vrindavan, okay? And after killing Agasura. And all the demigods came and started praying to Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. And one of the coward boys, Sridham, came and there was some dust over there. And he said, Krishna, there is dust. He like this. Prabhuji, he did like this to Krishna. Krishna, there is dust. And all the demigods are saying, what is this going on? So it's very difficult to understand Krishna and coward boyfriend. Even Brahmaji says. Brahmaji wants to be, what is that? He wants to be a bush in the Vrindavan. Uddhava want to be a bush in Vrindavan. It is, Prabhu, हमारा luck है कि प्रभुपाद आए और हमको बताया कि कृष्णा क्या है. We are lucky. They don't know anything about Krishna. About two-handed beautiful Sham Sundar Krishna. Any comments? Any correction? Yes, Prabhuji. That's okay.
Now, Prabhu, just one thing I want to clarify, because generally it is said, karma, we say anything that is done according to scriptures. Yeah. Anything which is not as per scriptures is vikarma.
Akarma. Akarma and vikarma both. No. Vikarma is also?
Vikarma. Yes. And akarma is one which does not create any reaction or anything, which is devoted to Lord Krishna.
Prabhuji, there are two kinds of akarma. One akarma is karmani akarma apashyet akarmani cha karma. In that akarma is which is devoted to Krishna. Yeah. But Bhagavatam also uses other terminology of akarma is which is not bringing any fruits. So there are, according to Bhagavad Gita, Baldev Buddhya commentary, Prabhupada commentary, karmani akarma pashyet akarmani cha karma. For example, if person is doing akarma means he's self-realized person. Yeah. But still his chanting is wrong. Right. Right? Yeah. But there is other, so what was the question to the other akarma? Let's get clear what's this.
So what I'm saying is, here the definition given is, like, whereas the failure to execute one's highest duty is called a karma.
Yes. So the akarma is classified according to different philosophers in a different way. Baldev Buddhya Srila Prabhupada says that akarma is working in Krishna consciousness. Akarma. Because why? For example, if you are a yoga ruda, you have qualified your yoga principle, you can sit here and chant your 90 rounds. That's your akarma, because you are doing a karma, but it's still akarma, you're not doing anything. Okay. But karmani akarma pashyat, karmani cha akarma. And akarma is saying karma. That is called akarma definition of our acharyas. But the other definition of akarma means which not bring the results. So don't get confused. We can define akarma in both ways. I'm sorry. It is confusing. Let us confuse.
Because for a ordinary person to understand.
Yes, it is very difficult to understand. Yes. Yeah. We have to read the Shastras proper. I'm not saying I'm reading the Shastras, but I was also confused, but I refer to the Baldev Buddhya commentary, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Maharaj commentary, Prabhupada commentary, and then disciple of Prabhupada. Then understand disciple of Prabhupada using a different language of akarma. But same thing, in Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in the same purport, he's using akarma in a different way. In Bhagavad Gita, he's using akarma in a different way. So sometimes it is adjusted. Okay. A philosopher has to understand when reading the book.
Because the statement here, that is, failure to execute one's highest duty
is called akarma.
Yeah. So akarma is more or less like vikarma then.
Yes. For some philosopher it is true, but akarma can also be action in Krishna consciousness. 4 chapters take about karmani akarma. 4 chapters speak about akarma. Action in Krishna consciousness is akarma. Yeah. Because you are doing karma, we are distributing books, we are doing daily worship, but we are not doing any other karma outside the temple. For example, devotee is staying in the temple, Prabhuji is the brahmachari in temple. He is doing karma a lot than other people. He worked 24 hours. Yesterday Prabhu was saying, I've become so tired. We do so much hard work, nobody can do like us. But still,